Hello all. Today we are going to complete our session on structural and numeric elaborations. ഇപ്പോൾ കോളേജ് ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്തത് ഈ ഒരു സെക്ഷനിലാണ്. So we have completed some of the structural elaboration and let's complete the structural and numeric elaborations. So we have already completed three types of structural elaborations. So the term structural elaborations refers to any abnormality in the structure of chromosomes. So the different types of structural elaborations are deletion, duplication, inversion and translocation. So we have already discussed the first three types. So deletion is the process by which a part of chromosome gets deleted or that part gets broken from the chromosome. So the genes present in that segment of chromosome will be absent after deletion. So duplication is the process by which some part of the chromosome is represented multiple times. That is, that part gets represented more than once in the chromosome. Then inversion is the process by which a part of the chromosomal segment breaks and that part rotates and rejoins with the same chromosome. So that results in inversion of gene order. That is, if we have the gene in the order ABC, after inversion the order will be CBA. And remaining part is translocation that we have to complete now. So moving on to translocation. So translocation involves shifting of a part of chromosome to another non-homologous chromosome. I think you remember what is homologous chromosome and non-homologous chromosome. So homologous chromosome means they are the same type of chromosome, they carry similar types of genes and they are same in all sense. So homologous means we have 26 chromosome. So we have all the we have 23 pairs of chromosomes, that is 46. So we have all chromosomes in pairs. So chromosome 1 we have 2 copies, chromosome 2 we have 2 copies, etc. like that. So chromosome, the two copies of chromosome 1 we can call them as homologous chromosome, that is they carry the same genes. And non-homologous chromosome carry dissimilar genes, like chromosome number 1 and chromosome number 2 we can call them as non-homologous chromosomes. So here translocation involves shifting of a part of a chromosome to another non-homologous chromosome. So some part of a chromosomal segment breaks and rejoins with another non-homologous chromosome. So translocation is simply the rearrangement of genes, that is when some other chromosomal segment rejoins with a different chromosome, that results in rearrangement of genes. So here the genes are not lost, the same genes will be present there, but the genes will be rearranged after translocation. Then there are three types of translocation: simple translocation, shift translocation and reciprocal translocation. Simple translocation involves a single break in the chromosome. So in that picture you can see a single break occurs after the gene B. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F. These letters represent genes. So after the gene B you can see a single break, and that broken fragments get attached to the other end of a non-homologous chromosome. So the black colored chromosome is non-homologous because they carry dissimilar genes VWXYZ, and the white chromosome represent A, B, C, D, E, F genes. So they are non-homologous chromosomes. So there occurs a single break in the chromosome, and that broken segment joins with another non-homologous chromosome. So you can see the first white chromosome is now lacking the genes A and B, and the second chromosome which is represented in black now carries the gene A and B. So this represents a simple translocation. And the second type of translocation is a shift translocation. This involves two breaks in the chromosome. So you can see the breaks occur between gene A and B, and after the gene C you can see another break. So shift translocation basically involves two breaks in the chromosome, and those broken fragments get inserted interstitially into a non-homologous chromosome. Interstitially means within or interior. So you can it is not joined to the terminal or end portion. This rejoining usually occurs interior to the chromosome. That is why we call it as interstitially. So after the gene X, you can see in the black colored chromosome you can see a break. So the broken BC gene segment now rejoins with the black colored chromosome in that portion after the break between X and Y. So this is known as shift translocation. It involves two breaks in the chromosome, and simple translocation involves only a single break, and that broken fragment is attached to the terminal end of any non-homologous chromosome. But in shift translocation there occurs two breaks in the chromosome, and the broken fragments gets inserted interstitially into a non-homologous chromosome. And the third type of translocation is a reciprocal translocation. So this translocation involves mutual exchange of chromosomal segments between two non-homologous chromosomes. That means they are mutually exchanging their chromosomal segment. That is, the first chromosome exchange their segment with the second chromosome, and the second chromosome exchange their chromosomal segment with the first chromosome. So you can see a break after the gene B in the first chromosome, and also you can see a break after the gene W in the second black colored chromosome. So the first chromosome exchange the AB gene segment with the second chromosome, and the second chromosome exchange the VW gene with the first chromosome. So this is known as reciprocal translocation and involves mutual exchange of chromosomal segment between two non-homologous chromosomes. Numerical aberrations. As we all know, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes, that is 46. So sometimes the chromosomes may be 45, and sometimes the chromosome number may be 47. That all comes under numerical aberrations. Simply, these numerical aberrations represent changes in chromosome number. The basic set of chromosomes is known as haploid set. We all know that. So haploid set is also known as monoploid. So there are two types of numerical aberrations, euploidy and aneuploidy. Euploidy represent abnormalities occur to the entire chromosomal set. That is, those abnormalities occur to the entire chromosomal set. If it is a haploid set, euploidy affect the haploid set, and if it is a diploid chromosome containing organism, those abnormality may affect those diploid set. And aneuploidy involves abnormalities that occur to individual chromosomes rather than entire chromosomal set. I'll explain detailedly. Euploidy refers to genomes containing chromosomes that are multiples of basic number n, that is haploid. So already we have discussed that is euploidy involves changes or abnormalities occurring to the entire chromosomal set rather than individual chromosome. So the basic chromosome number in any organism is represented as a haploid set, and we represent the haploid set as n, and normal diploid organisms are represented as 2n, that is those organisms carry 2 copies of chromosomes, that is why we represent them as 2n. And a term known as polyploidy. Polyploidy means these are euploid types whose number of sets is greater than 2. That is, we have normal diploid condition having 2n number of chromosomes. If any organisms carry chromosomal set more than 2, that set containing organism was known as polyploid. So this polyploidy includes different types. There are triploid organisms containing 3n, that is those organisms carry 3 sets of chromosomes. Then tetraploid types, they carry 4 sets of chromosomes, and pentaploid 5n, they carry 5 set of chromosomes. Then hexaploid carry 6 set of chromosomes. Then polyploidy can be of different types: autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. So autopolyploidy, these are polyploids containing the same basic set of chromosomes multiplied. I'll explain. If a diploid species, that is 2n chromosome carrying organism, has 2 similar sets of chromosomes, capital A, that is just for representation. Normally we won't represent chromosome as A, but that is for simply representing chromosome, we have written chromosome as A. So if a diploid organism carry 2 similar set of chromosomes, one set is capital A and another set is also capital A, then this organism, the n set represent one capital A and another n set represent the second capital A. So an autotriploid organism will have 3 similar set of chromosomes, capital A, capital A, capital A, that is 3n. So this type of organism carrying similar type of chromosomes multiplied is known as autopolyploidy. So the autotetraploid organism may carry 4 similar type of chromosomes. Chromosomal set capital A, capital A, capital A and capital A, that is we can see 4 set of chromosome. And the second type of polyploidy is allopolyploidy. When polyploidy results due to the doubling of chromosome number in a F1 hybrid which is derived from 2 different species. So here the chromosomal set would be different, that is those chromosomal set are derived from 2 different species. The chromosomes set of chromosomes in species X is represented as capital A, and the set of chromosome in species Y is represented as capital B. Then the F1 hybrid will be having a combination of chromosomes from these 2 parents. So the F1 will be having a hybrid chromosomal set having capital A and capital B, and the doubling of chromosome in F1 hybrid results in allo tetraploid, that is capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B. So here first A represent one set of chromosome, the second A represent another set of chromosome, capital B represent another set of chromosome, and the fourth capital B also represent a different set of chromosome. So 4 different set of chromosomes are present in allo tetraploid organisms. So moving on to aneuploidy. So aneuploidy involves changes that occur into part of chromosome set or individual chromosomes. Here entire chromosomal set is not affected. Changes occur only to single chromosome or part of chromosomes. So one or two chromosome may get deleted or something like that occur during aneuploidy. So loss of one or more chromosome is known as hypoploidy, and addition of one or more chromosome is known as hyperploidy. So increase in chromosome number usually represented as hyperploidy, and decrease in chromosome number is represented as hypoploidy. So hypoploidy usually involves loss of a single chromosome. Loss of a single chromosome is termed as monosomy. So usually a diploid organism carry 2n set of chromosome, and from that set one chromosome gets deleted. So 2n minus 1, that is we have 46 chromosome. 46 minus 1 will have 45 chromosome. And loss of a pair of chromosome is termed as nullisomy. Nulli means 0. So why we call it as nullisomy means we have 2n set of chromosome in that organism, and we 2 chromosomes get deleted from that chromosomal set. So 2n minus 2, 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. That's why we call it as nullisomy. So during nullisomy, 2 chromosomes gets deleted or removed from the chromosomal set. So 46 minus 2 will have 44 chromosome after nullisomy. Then hyperploidy. Hyperploidy involve increase in chromosome number by addition of chromosome. So addition of a single chromosome is known as trisomy. That is, we have 2n number of chromosome. When we add one extra chromosome, that becomes 2n plus 1. So 2 plus 1 equal to 3. That is why we call it as trisomy. So addition of a pair of chromosome is known as tetrasomy. So here we add 2 extra chromosome to the basic set of to the diploid set of chromosome. So 46 plus 2, 48. Will have 48 chromosome after tetrasomy. So that's all about structural and numerical aberrations. If you have any doubts, you can pause in the group.